Today I'm going to show you how to make portable design boards out of cardboard boxes, scraps of batting, and duct tape. And this all came about because I made some design boards a few years ago. My friend Gail, hi Gail, showed me how to do this with duct tape and foam core. So I went to the store to buy foam core because I wanted like a 9-inch design board because these were kind of big to take to my machine. And actually, if you don't know what a design board is, it's where you can put the pieces on and they kind of stick to, this is batting, you can also use flannel. So you can take things to your machine, sew them, you can also stack them, they're great. And they do sell them and you can make them yourself too out of fabric, but this to me is so much easier. Anyway, I went to buy the foam core to make smaller ones and it was $8. I couldn't believe it for this size. Okay, and I did buy it because I wanted to make these. And on my way home, I got to thinking, why can't I just use cardboard boxes? I have plenty of them because I do a lot of shopping online. And I also get meal services. So I have boxes from that, which is, I think, the box I'm using today. I tried it out and sure enough, it works great. Now, the best part about this is you can make them any size you want. So I made these maybe 4 years ago and they're still in really good shape. I will show you how I clean them later on, but they're in good shape. They're big. These are 14.5-inch square. I do write the size on the back, especially since I've been making more, and I tried it out with different sizes because I wanted to get ready for this video. So I made a whole bunch. Let me grab them. I also used black duct tape on some of these. They do sell a ton of different pretty duct tapes. I got this back when I made these, so you can see it lasted a long time. I know they make other colors. I just was kind of lazy and just went to the convenience store down the street. So I got the black. So you can see you can make teeny tiny ones. You can make different sizes, different shapes. And then you can also make the small ones, which I'm going to show today. So let's get started with how to do this. On the screen now, you'll see a supply list. This is also on my blog. So you'll need cardboard of some sort. And you want to have a shipping box. You don't want to have something too thin, like say a frozen pizza box. You'll need a rotary cutter, duct tape, a batting scrap, or you can use flannel, like I said, and a glue of some sort. You don't want anything real lumpy. I use the 505 adhesive spray. You can also use a glue stick. You'll need a ruler, a box cutter to cut down the box, and a Sharpie if you want to write the size on the back. Let's get started doing it. So the first thing I do, of course, is cut down my box. Now I use electric scissors that I got for Christmas that I absolutely love. I'll put a link to them below in the first comment and in the description and on my blog. They're fantastic. I use them for all kinds of things and they're great for cutting down boxes. I also wipe down the box after I cut down my sides. So I try to make sure I get any dirt off because these shipping boxes can be very dirty. So I use just some Clorox wipes and wipe them down. All right, so let's get started making this. So I'm going to just cut down my cardboard to the size I want. So I'm going to use my rotary cutter that I have marked as paper. And I'm just going to trim this down. And measure it out. So I know that this is straight. So I'm going to put that on the 9-inch line like that and cut. And you might have to do it a couple times, especially if you have a dull blade, which I do. I'll turn it again. I know these two sides are straight, so I'll take this to the 9-inch mark. Just turn this around. Okay, there we go. We have a straight-ish 9-inch square and we're ready to go on to the next step. All right, so next, first of all, I'm going to clean up that edge and I'm just going to use some regular old scissors, not fabric scissors. And depending on what side you want to be on the back, that's up to you. If you want it to be the regular cardboard, that's fine. Just know that when you have this over it, if there is print of any kind, you can kind of see through it. So if that's going to bother you, keep that in mind. So I'm going to put this part on the back. I'm going to take my 505 spray. You don't need much of this. You're just holding it into place until you use the duct tape. And you're going to place it right on your batting scrap. I flip it over and just make sure it's nice and flat. Next, I'm just going to take my rotary cutter and clean up these edges. I'm trying to remember to turn it for you guys so I'm not just cutting with both hands, because I know that messes people up. That looks pretty good. I'm going to trim that little piece. Now that we have that all set, our next step is to add the duct tape. And this, I try my best to not waste the duct tape, but I found I have to make it a little oversized. It's what works for me, so keep that in mind. I know, I hate wasting anything, but it's kind of the way it goes. All right, so I'm gonna pull this down on my mat, and I'm gonna place the edge at the half mark there. And you can do that on the side, wherever. And it's just gonna help me line up the duct tape so it's kind of even. You can see on some of mine, I wasn't very even. Like this one, you can see the top is wider than the bottom. So I don't know, it's up to you. I think it makes it look a little bit nicer. All right, I'm gonna use the turquoise. And I used the black for some because I didn't want to run out of the turquoise for this video and not have the pretty turquoise on the screen. All right, so I'm just gonna open this up and guesstimate a little bit of the width I need and cut it. Just cut it off with my scissors. And then I'm gonna line it up on that 1/2 inch mark. Doesn't have to be perfect. And you can see I wasn't quite long enough. That's gonna be okay. And then I'm gonna flip it and wrap it to the back, just like that. And then cut off the excess. All right, I'm gonna do the same exact thing on this side, the opposite side, making sure this is nice and flat. And you can lay the tape down and then wrap it around, like lay it down with the sticky side up. I can't seem to get that to work either, so this is what works for me. And I'm gonna cut these off. And then do the other two sides. Now these other two sides, you really want to make sure that you have enough. The stuff is so sticky. Oh, and I tried this with just masking tape. It doesn't work, it doesn't stick. So you definitely want duct tape. Oh, see what happened there? I got to cut that off. You can pull it. Well, there it goes. Okay, that's fine. Interrupting this video for a minute just because I forgot to mention something. So on the design boards, when you're picking a size, you want to make sure that you take into account the edges where you have the tape, because you can't use that part. So you want to make sure that you're knowing what the inside is of the measurement. And I just wanted to mention that because I didn't mention that in the video. So back to our regular program. That one got a little off. That's okay. That's the thing. If you do mess up and you want it exact, you will basically have to cut it down and do it all over again because the stuff is not coming off of your ratting. So that is a little off. I could take another piece, which is what I'm going to do. Just line it up a little bit better. Just for somebody who maybe really that would bother. So I'll make that a little straighter. And then cut it off. So on the back, I'm just going to write 9-inch square. And then I'm going to actually put February 2026 for when I made it, because they do eventually get a little bubbly, and I'll show you what I mean on one of mine. This one isn't quite flat. Do you see how it bubbles up? So I think it's just from use. I use these all the time, so it could just be from that. All right, let's talk about cleaning them. So I have one that is dirty. So they're not gonna last forever, but they are gonna last you a few years, and they are really nice to have. All right, so I'm just going to take oh, you can see this. This must be the one that's really bad. You can see how it's lifting up. Now you could glue it down better. If you use anything bumpy like hot glue or something like that, it's gonna be bumpy. So keep that in mind too. I found the spray adhesive is the best, but you might find something else. Anyway, I just use a lint roller and you can see how much comes off. And that's it. That's all there is to this. So to use these, you can take these right to your machine. It's great. Let me get some scraps of fabric. I'll show you what I mean. I have some 2.5-inch squares my friend Sue sent me a long time ago, which I've been using slowly, but they're so special to me. So I'll show you what I mean. So you can see how the fabric just sticks. Here, we'll get some. These are so cute. So you can see, and when you're laying out blocks, like here, you can see how it's nice to take it right to your machine and use it. These are also great if you're doing any hand stitching. You can take them, they're portable. And I can't believe how well the box worked, because it really was me just being disgusted at how much foam core cost, especially how much it went up over the years. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you take some time to sew, and I will see you real soon. Bye.